are all very aware of the aspects of the thinking forward building projects that are really easy for us to see, like the gigantic athletic and wellness center that's rising up behind us and peeking in the windows as we go by, the old gym, which is turning into a science and innovation center. However, what I wanted to show you today are some aspects of these building projects that are harder to see because they're farther away from our eyes. I want to take a moment today to talk about something incredibly important that sits on top of the Athletics and Wellness Center, and that is the solar panel array. So how do solar panels work? Well, on a sunny day, solar panels gather energy from the sun and turn it into electricity in real time for your house or business. And there's an amazing room in the lower level of the Athletic and Wellness Center that is just all kinds of wires and cords and machinery that is going to work to do that when we get that going. If we generate more electricity than we need, then the excess will flow to our neighbors to help power their electrical needs. And if that happens, the school actually earns credits for how much energy we use that we have exported to this common electric grid. And then we can use those credits back on cloudy days or at night in the dark when we need electricity back. Solar panels like these are very reliable and they last up to 40 years. So I'm going to tell you some numbers about our solar panels on top of this building. There are 464 solar panels. Each solar panel is rated at 370 watts, and the array will produce 201,000 kilowatt hours of solar power each year, and that will offset 212,000 pounds of carbon pollution annually. And in a little bit, I'll give you some comparisons so you can put that in perspective. So we have this other building that we're sitting in right now. On the auditorium, there are 105 solar panels now, right above our heads. So anybody who was at the early day events in this and heard all this banging and clanging, that's what was happening. Each solar panel that's on the auditorium is rated at 320 watts, and the array that is up on this roof will produce 35,000 kilowatt hours of solar panel power annually, and will offset about 37,000 pounds of carbon pollution annually. So collectively, what's on the Athletic and Wellness Center in terms of solar panels, plus the solar panels on this roof, will offset 125 tons of carbon pollution each year. So what is that? Isn't that great? That's great. But I needed more concrete examples to understand what that actually means, so I'm going to share them with you. This figure of 125 tons of carbon pollution is equivalent to the consumption of 263 barrels of oil annually, taking 24 cars off the road each year, or the carbon sequestered annually by 133 acres of forests. So pretty spectacular. And the great news that I have for you is that when we soon replace the roof that's on the old gym and that will become the Science and Innovation Center. Its roof hasn't quite aged out. In a couple of years, 3 to 5 years, we'll be replacing that roof. And when that happens, that building will also be covered in solar panels. So happy news. Thanks.